In the heart of a noisy urban city, where the sun beat down on the rusted roofs and the scent of overripe bananas mingled with dust, there was a market known as Abina Street Market. It wasn't the kind of place tourists visited, but for locals, it was a daily struggle and a lifeline. Here, sellers shouted prices with voices hoarse from years of bargaining, children ran between stalls laughing and dodging baskets, and plastic tarps flapped in the wind like tired flags. Among the chaos moved a boy. He couldn't have been older than 12, his clothes threadbare and feet bare. His name was Tolu, though no one ever asked. With skin darkened by sun and dirt, and eyes too sharp for a child his age, Tolu had become just another part of the scenery, like the cracked pavement or the stray goats chewing near the gutters. He lived under a broken cart behind the banana seller's line. At night, he curled beneath it like a stray animal, using discarded fruit sacks for warmth. By day, he scavenged for leftovers, banana peels with some fruit left on them, bruised pawpaws, rejected oranges. Sometimes, if he was lucky, a vendor might toss him a small portion of unsold food. But mostly, luck wasn't kind. One day, the sun hung especially low, and the air smelled of rot and wet cement. Tolu sat quietly near Mama Chica's banana stall, watching her slice bad bananas into bags to sell cheaply. His stomach rumbled violently. "Boy," Mama Chica said without looking up, "if you're just going to sit there like a fly, at least make yourself useful." Tolu jumped to his feet. "Yes, Ma." He helped pack the bags, swept away rotten peels, and even carried a crate to her cousin's kiosk. She didn't say thank you, but when she finished for the day, she tossed him a whole banana. Tolu's eyes lit up like fireflies in the dark. He bowed low. "Thank you, Mama." She waved him off like a pest, but deep down, she'd come to expect his silent presence, like the old dog that waited behind her stall every evening. But that night, as Tolu chewed his banana slowly, something shifted in the wind. A man walked into the market. He wasn't the usual kind. He wasn't sweaty and loud. He didn't carry baskets or haggle for tomatoes. He was tall, dark-skinned, and wore a simple white shirt and black trousers, clean, neat, and completely out of place. He had a calmness about him, the kind that made people pause and stare without knowing why. Some vendors nudged each other, whispering, "Is he lost?" He stopped near Tolu, who was crouched near a gutter, licking banana from his fingers. "You live here?" the man asked, his voice warm but firm. Tolu looked up, startled. He didn't answer. Adults who asked questions usually came with threats or insults. The man crouched to his level. "What's your name?" "Tolu," he whispered. "I'm Mr. Daimeji," the man said, extending his hand. Tolu hesitated, then shook it, his small, dirty fingers swallowed in the man's firm grip. "Are you hungry?" Tolu nodded, too shocked to lie. Mr. Daimeji stood up. "Come. Let's eat." That evening, Tolu followed him out of the market to a nearby roadside eatery. He devoured a hot plate of jollof rice with fried plantains and chicken. His eyes watered, not just from the pepper, but from disbelief. He hadn't had a hot meal in weeks. "Why did you help me?" Tolu finally asked. Mr. Daimeji smiled. "Because once, someone helped me." Over the next few days, Mr. Daimeji returned to the market. Each time, he brought food. He asked Tolu questions, not just about how he ended up homeless, but what he liked, what he dreamed of, if he went to school. Tolu told him everything in pieces, how his parents died in a fire 2 years ago, how distant relatives turned him away, how he wandered to the city, how no one cared. "No one?" Mr. Daimeji asked. Tolu paused. "Mama Chica gives me banana sometimes." The man chuckled softly. "Then not no one." One evening, Mr. Daimeji said, "Tolu, would you like to come with me?" "Where?" "To a place where you'll have a bed. Food. School. Other kids like you. It's an orphanage, not the scary kind. A good one. You can stay as long as you need." Tolu hesitated. People always took. No one ever gave without wanting something back. "Why are you doing this?" he asked, suspicious. Mr. Daimeji's smile faded into seriousness. "Because the world doesn't change unless we help it change. And someone like you. You deserve more than this." That night, Tolu left Abina Market. He said goodbye to his hiding spot beneath the cart. He passed by Mama Chica's stall and whispered, "Thank you," though she was already asleep inside her kiosk. And then he walked beside Mr. Daimeji through the quiet, moonlit streets. They arrived at a large gate. Beyond it, lights glowed softly from windows, and laughter of children floated in the air. Painted on the gate was a sign. The Haven, a home for every child. Tolu stepped in, his heart pounding. The building was clean, colorful, and smelled like soap and stew. Children greeted him curiously. A caretaker welcomed him with a smile. Someone handed him pajamas. Another handed him slippers. A nurse checked his wounds. That night, for the first time in years, Tolu slept on a bed. He cried into the pillow, not from sadness, but from something new, relief. Weeks passed. Tolu settled in. He went to school for the first time in forever. He learned to read, to write, to draw. He played football, laughed, and made friends. He got sick once, and people took care of him. He got in trouble once, and people corrected him, but with kindness. And through it all, Mr. Daimeji visited every weekend. He brought books, snacks, and stories. Tolu learned that Mr. Daimeji was once a street child too. That he had been saved by a stranger. That he worked now as a social worker, dedicating his life to children like Tolu. One Saturday, as they sat under a mango tree in the orphanage yard, Tolu looked up. "I want to be like you," he said. Mr. Daimeji raised a brow. "Like me how?" "I want to help people. Be the one who changes someone's life." The man smiled deeply. "Then you're already halfway there." Years later, the boy who once hid among banana peels became a young man in a crisp shirt and neat shoes. His name tag read Tolu Daimeji. He'd taken the man's name when he was adopted at 15. He returned to Abina Street Market, not to scavenge, but to serve. He set up a small booth with free meals for street children. He partnered with the same orphanage that saved him. He spoke with vendors, told them how to recognize vulnerable kids. He even hired some former street boys to work with him. Mama Chica, now older and slower, stared at him in shock the day he returned. "Tolu. Is that really you?" He grinned. "Yes, Ma." She wiped her eyes and whispered, "I always knew you'd become someone." In a city where people often walked past suffering, one man had paused. He had extended his hand. And because of that, a boy among bananas found his way home.